If you're a woman, let me start like this. If you're a woman and your man comes home with condoms in his pocket, you should be grateful. That is a man who cares about you, because he's using condoms to whatever he's doing so that it doesn't bring you diseases and it doesn't sire other children unnecessarily. But that's on the side. So I used to come home with condoms. I used to come home with boxer one inside. Kwani nilikuwa nafanya niko msituni kwa giza. Bro, I don't drink. I am sober. I have money to go to a hotel with a fine shawty, finish my business, take a shower, dress the same way I dressed when I left, drive my car and come back home like a good guy. Why would I wear boxer inside out? Kwani nilikuwa naivaa kama nimefunga macho? Mimi ni kipofu ama mimi nilikuwa nimelewa? And then also someone is coming home with condoms, someone is coming home with boxers inside out, and then you're staying. Why are you staying?
Admit,
Admit? No. I've not admitted. I've just asked you. Am I stupid to come home with a boxer inside out? Okay, hapa kuna msema with a boxer inside out. Why would I? By mistake, which mistake? Which type of human being are you? And myself, by the way, I have OCD where my things have to be. You see, when you came, what did you say about the microphones? They were putting on. I'm like, no. There's a way my things. I cannot wear a boxer inside. That cannot happen. Come. Thank you so much for creating time to be with us. I appreciate. Kwa wale wali keep time, good stuff. Kwa wale wamekuja late, we can do better. Sindio? Because all right. So it's my first time doing such a kind of presser. I've never done such kind of a thing before because I don't believe it's necessary unless you're trying to push an agenda, of which I am today. So I've written a couple of pointers here that I'm going to talk about. So what we'll do is this here. I'll speak, and then after that you can ask questions. Because how? Yeah. So there's a lot that has happened yesterday night, the whole of yesterday, and yesterday night, and today as well. So I just felt like if I keep quiet and ignore, different people are gonna come up with different perceptions of myself. I've gotten calls from a couple of reputable individuals, a couple of respectable friends of mine. They're telling me, Obinna, be the bigger person, don't do anything, don't talk, just do it for the kids, do it for the kids. But now I'm keeping quiet. I've kept quiet for 5 years, and the way things are going now, a lot of people are starting to have perceptions. I'm not doing this to make myself look good, and I'm not gonna do this to make anybody look bad. That is not my intention for this presser. My intention is to just make that one lady who is seated in a boardroom somewhere who wants to give Obinna a job, not to go with the mentality for, Obinna, I saw what Obinna was doing. He's not a good person because he's done this and this and this. The truth needs to get out there, and maybe sometime, hopefully it will. But now they just need to have a different understanding of everything that is happening, all right? So this is where we're gonna start. The court of public opinion has already crucified me. I've gotten so many insults from people who don't know me, which is okay by me. The maximum you can do is insult on social media, which is fine. If it makes you feel good, sleep well at night, ni sawa. Bora tu tusikutane because now you'll have to repeat it on my face. Anywho, side story. Now I have to talk, so let's start. I've realized that a lot of people take kindness for weakness. When you're kind to people, when you're silent, people start assuming there is nothing you can do. Just bring the microphone. Yeah, when you're silent, when you don't talk, people start assuming, there is nothing this person can do, we can walk over them. Someone told me even if you lay down for people to walk on you, they'll still say you're not flat enough. Point in case, this particular situation about my kids, I've tried as a man, the best I want to do is to be a good dad and be in the lives of all my kids. That is why I even brought them to the public. I'm like, yo, I got crucified, I got insulted, Father Abraham, you did what, but I was like, it's okay, I'll do it diligently. Everything happened. I left someone a house with everything inside, not once, twice. So this was the second part that was happening. I left the house. What do you need? My hand. It's blocking the mic. So do I wear up with my hand? Okay. Is he okay? Yeah. You want to see the biceps? You want to see the guns? License. Okay, anyway, side story. So, I left someone a house. I left someone a house with everything in it. Everything that I built. I left them a car. I'm paying the rent of that house, which is also not 2 shillings. I'm paying the school fees. I'm paying the medical. I'm doing everything, even miscellaneous. The only thing that I ask for is, I want to see my children on Friday. They chill with their brother and sister. They chill with their father. On Sunday, come and pick them with the car that I gave you, or I will drop them back. Is that so much for someone to ask? I'm being told I can only see my children once a month. And I see my children according to moods of people. Now, when you just came here, I was about to do the presser. I've just gotten a text. I'll show. Should I show it? A text. I've just gotten a text from my daughter, Ada, telling me, Dad, come and pick us from where they stay. It's Friday, of course I'm supposed to be with them. So she wants me to go and pick them, but someone else does not want me to go and pick them. And people say, do something that's what's good for the children. Okay, what is good for the children? The children want to see you. You want to be in the lives of the children. So what do you do? Another person does not want you to see the children. What do you do? Anywho, what I've come to learn is people are very ungrateful. No matter what you do for people, don't expect payback. And I don't even expect payback. What I just expect is just to be left alone and to be allowed to see my children. I've come to realize that there is no body like a protecting body, an organization in Kenya that has the best interest of boy child at all. Trust me, I've looked, I've gone, and all the time they always say, oh, you know, this will happen, you know, the children will do this, the children will do that. But nobody really cares about boy child. Boy children, if you're watching this, you're on your own. I'm even trying to get a couple of like-minded individuals to come up with a body that will now try and protect children and give them a better upbringing with the accessibility of both the parents, because what I've seen, what I've gone through, what I've persevered, the officers have gone through to try and seek help, nothing happens. However, my intention has never been to take any of my children from their mothers. None. All my baby mamas know the school the children go to, where they live, they have the teacher's number, the children have their phones, you can talk to your children anytime. But somehow I always just get myself in the crosshairs of someone, oh, you don't want this, you don't want that to happen, because things are not happening the way they're planning. Anywho, I have a very quick example that I want to give just to demonstrate that nobody really cares about boy child. Myself and Tumbili, last week we went to help a friend of ours who has been in an abusive relationship with the wife or the baby mama. And we went to all the offices and even the police station and even the gender-based violence office around that area. Now it's like two and a half weeks later, nothing has been done. This gentleman we had gone to support does not know where the children are, where the woman is. The office has not sent anybody to follow up. This particular lady that we are going to try and solve this situation for has tried to kill this gentleman a couple of times, poured hot water on the gentleman, has beaten the gentleman a couple of times, has insulted the gentleman, has done all the toxic things you can think of in the relationship, beat the children just to get to the guy. This gentleman persevered all along because, boy child, there's nobody to talk to. You try and talk to people, they'll laugh at you, they'll make a mockery of you, they'll say, pia unapigwa. I even remember when we went to the police station with that gentleman, tukafika, then the police were telling that guy, mbona hukumva, mbona hukumpiga? So we're looking at the police, we're like, why are you even talking about violence? We are here to try and sort a situation. We brought a friend of ours because this friend of ours, his life is in danger. This lady has threatened to kill him a couple of times. This lady also has tried to commit suicide a couple of times, and this friend of ours was the one who was rushing her to the hospital. And we're like, just come in and intervene so that the children are raised in an environment that is not toxic. Nothing has happened. It's over 2.5 weeks later. So boy child, just know you are on your own. Anyway, let's get back to this conversation. So, I've persevered a relationship for 5 years that I was not happy in. I was not respected. I was not treated well. I Okay, let me not get into this. Listen, I'm not asking for pity, I'm not asking for anything. I got this shit handled, okay? I can do a lot of things that I choose not to do for the sake of the children. But dealing with a violent person, dealing with an abusive person, dealing with a drunk person, dealing with a disrespectful person is something. And I know there's a lot of men like me who have taken the L diligently for the sake of the children and for the sake of the community or whatever. Whatever tickles your fancy. Myself, I stayed because of the children, and a couple of close people around me know what was happening because I spoke to a couple of people. I've had numerous meetings for please talk to A, B, C, D, say this and this and this and this and this. But nothing has ever happened that makes sense up until now. So, this is what I'm going to say. No matter what happens after this or before this, I'm going to be in my children's lives by force, by fire. Nobody will come in unless I die. But before I die, I will have to be in my children's lives till the end. That is why I wake up every morning. That is why I do what I do. We have a lot of men who are also going through this. Boy child, I'm just encouraging you, don't stop. Usifike mahali throw in the towel like, yo, unajua siku moja mtoto atagrow up, atakuja kutafuta babake. No. Fight for that child. Be there for the life of the child. However, I'm a big advocate for allow the mother of the child to see the child. Mothers allow the father of the child to see the child because the child needs both parents. Later when they grow up, like they always say, the children will figure out where they'll fit in. But the child needs the lives of both the parents. I don't understand why most baby mamas, when you normally have a disagreement with them, they always have these lines for my child, my child. It's never your child. It's your child, the two of you. It's never, you didn't give birth to the child alone. Consider what the child wants. And most baby mamas normally when they have issues, it's never even about the child. It's normally about what they want as a person, what they prefer, what they like, what they feel good about, and everything. I've chosen silence a couple of times because I was trying to be the bigger person. So I said, keep quiet, ignore, nyamaza, behave like everything is okay, stay there for the children. And I kept on telling myself, don't leave. I have so many receipts on my phone. I have videos, I have pictures, I have conversations, I have voice recordings. Because through the period of the time that I was in there, when issues started, when the violence started and the abuse and everything, I just told myself, if she comes out and says Obinna was abusive to me or was violent to me, the whole public will swear and go like, yes, he's an idiot, he's a narcissist, he's a what, and the insults will come. So all I had to do was, the minute shit hit the fan, I pressed record and I kept quiet. I have all of them. I hope it will not get to a point where I'll have to release them. But if it happens that we're going to go to the court of law, I have all of them, and also my lawyer has all of them. I have videos of the kids being dragged by their... Okay, let's talk about something else. Anyway, let's say this. Okay, let me even put this aside. You know, I said when I called this meeting, I don't want to paint anybody in a bad light. I don't even want to sanitize myself. I can show you guys conversations here that, by the way, if anybody wants, I can show you off air when you finish. Just ask me, I'll show you I have all the evidence, but don't publish them anywhere, okay? So that I don't want to show conversations that will make me look good. And I don't want to show conversations or videos that will make me look good and another person look bad. And the reason why I started the YouTube channel for the kids always wanted a YouTube channel. And when we normally have dinner, when they come to my place, we have this weird, funny, unique conversations. And I was always just like, this thing can be nice. So I used to record on my Instagram stories. And then guys always like, we want to see Lola, we want to see Ada, we want to see Big Boss, we want to see Breezy. And I was like, okay, cool. What's gonna happen? So I decided to create a YouTube channel for them. As a by the way, and I just upload like I think a video or two, and I put over there, and life moved on. It took a life of its own. And nowadays, anytime I'm with the kids like this, they always like Lola will always say something, Ada or Breezy or Liron. And I'm the type of person who, I was not very close to my dad when I was growing up. So I said, I want to be close to my kids. I want to be in their lives. So anytime they'll ask me something, I'll just take my phone and I'll just start recording. All the content you see on Obinna's channel, or the Obinnas, that's for the kids on YouTube, nothing is scripted. So when the kids talk, I normally, they ask me very weird questions, they judge me, and everything. The other day they asked me, from nowhere, Lola just asked me, Dad, why are you and Mom not together? And it sparked a whole conversation, and I was like, okay, we were just eating. I took my phone, started recording, and I was like, okay, what do you think? Why do you think we're not together? And they had speculations, and the kids just started sharing. And one thing that I've also come to learn about kids don't forget. And kids see everything. And kids remember everything. They might fear you, they might do whatever, but they'll sit down and see. If you go to the YouTube for those kids, you'll get all the evidence that you need to tell you what is happening. The kids spoke, said the reason why things didn't work out. I actually didn't even chip in a negative light. I just told them, listen, your mother loves you, whatever happens. And that is what happens all the time. I'll meet up with them. This is happening, that is happening. Like I said, this whole fight or this whole issue is just about me being in the lives of my kids. There is nothing I want from this particular individual. Nothing. I just want to be in the lives of my kids. But it's been a battle that now is beginning not to make a lot of sense, because I've been called by some of my powerful friends. I get there, I find her there, she's seated down, I'm like, okay. I know these are friends of the highest offices. Okay, so we've been told there's a situation here, then I sit down and listen to the story. Then I'm like, okay, the only thing that I want is to be in the lives of the kids. And the kids want to be in my life. And that is the only battle. Honestly, there is nothing. For 5 years, I said I will stay for the child. For 5 years, diligently, I would live, I would provide everything. And when I left the house with everything, and I was still paying the rent. I'm still paying the rent until now. I'm still paying every other thing that the kids need. But the fights are very useless and very unnecessary. So if this happens to go to court, which it may, that is if at all anybody comes between me and seeing my children, I have all the evidences. If I decide to take the children away from her today, I will, because I have evidence to show that she's not fit as a mother. I have all of them, from drinking and driving. I personally have had to go all the way to Rongai to fix a drunk driving accident problem, from being abusive towards the children, from not being just a good person at all, from me being assaulted. And go and watch the channel of the kids, you'll hear what Lola said. Lola was there, everything, and I took it as a man, and I was like, no, this is what you'll do. And I organized my shit together, and I said, this is my shit, I will deal with my shit. And I left with peace. I did not fight anybody, I did not take anybody to court, I did not do anything. I left and started afresh. Remember, this is the second round that I'm doing this. I did it before when she was pregnant for Ada. It was still the same things again. I left. Then later, when Ada wanted to start going to school, one thing led to another. We started talking again. Before you know, boom, number 2. Now, for the ladies watching this, getting pregnant does not keep a man. Getting pregnant does not solve relationship issues. Getting pregnant does not build love or affection. It's just something that now inconveniences every other thing that you guys were trying to build. And for the boy child who is listening, running away from your children does not solve anything. All you need to do, try as much as you can to be in the lives of your children. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be messy. I know like 10, when I said I'm starting my show with Mama Drama, where do you think the idea came from? I have like 10 friends in the industry, celebrities, who are in abusive relationships with the women they are with, or the women they have children with, but they just keep quiet because, I'm a celebrity. You know, you'll be insulted, you'll take the L and everything, and you know, take it as a man. Then the society is not set up to even support boy child. So it will not be easy, it will be loud, it will be messy, but fight till the end, until you're in the lives of your children. But the better way is this. How about you don't give birth until you're very sure of that person? Okay? Either be very sure of that person, that they can be very good parents to all the children, or be very sure of yourself that that is what you really want. And also, ladies, before you get pregnant, discuss with the man. Do you want children? Are you ready? Can we now have children? Let it be an agreement. Don't sit down and decide by yourself. You say, sasa huyu nataka kumshikia mimba. Then the minute you become pregnant, now everything becomes the man's problem. The man will be insulted, will be disrespected, will be told everything and everything. If anybody is watching this, of which I know you are, if at any point you get to interact with my kids, okay, our kids, the kids, ask them on your own where I'm not even there. Ask them about mom, ask them about dad. They will tell you everything. My kids are very open-minded, very open. I tell them to speak freely. They will tell you. If they're free with you, they'll let you know. Then you'll gather evidence. Stop sitting down and making assumptions and throwing insults and don't have the whole story. This person has shared screenshots of conversations that make her look nice. She's not shared all the conversations. I will not do it because if I release the evidence I have now, she will fall into depression and probably she will even commit suicide because I know her. And even when she watches this video, it's going downhill. And I'm normally a major advocate for peace of mind. I've had situations, that is why every Tuesday I have something called Boys Day Out, where I meet with my brother and my uncle and a couple of close friends. Every Tuesday we normally go. If you've seen my Instagram, you'll see we go bowling, we go watch a movie, we go somewhere, we go do golf or something. Why do we do this? For mental wellness. All this started when I was in this relationship. So I was like, okay, I'll not talk about it, but this is what I will do. That is why you're seeing a therapist. That is why you do this and this and that. I have workmates and colleagues who have come to work every day. They look at me, they're like, bro, what's happening, man? Today, and I'm like, man, today is just that day. I will function at autopilot. I've showed up, let's do the job, but I'm not in a good space. Then you find the issue is a very minor issue that is very unnecessary, but since it's already there and everybody's involved, as a man, you have to take it and move with it. Having said that, there was one more thing that I wanted to add. Oh, for the men, for the boy child, if at all someone tells you they're pregnant with your child, don't run away. Do DNA. When the child is born, do DNA. If it's your child, do your own till the end. It's your own. Mtoto kuandika barua azaliwe. If it's not your own, then it's school. Mtoto fanani na wangu. Mtoto fanani na mimi. No. Do the DNA. That is the only thing that will ensure that you're there for your child's life till the end. Alright? I'm not perfect. I've never claimed to be perfect. I don't even intend to be perfect. I was not even perfect. The only person who was perfect was Jesus, but they still killed the brother. I don't want to be perfect. I'm not even perfect. I have my shortcomings. I have my places where I've gone wrong, the places where I did not deliver as a man. But that's what happens. But one thing that I know is that everything that I've done up until now has always been to the best interest of my kids. For the men in such abusive relationships, don't stay, bro. Nobody will tell you this. Let me take the beatings today. You're in an abusive relationship. Ladies, a lot of people will talk to you. You have a lot of these bodies protecting you. Boy child, they have nobody protecting you. So let me be the punching bag. Bro, don't stay. You have a newborn. Oh, you know, but the child, don't. Bro, I did it for 5 years. You can see where it has gotten me until now. I haven't spoken all that while. But now, shit has hit the fan. Do not stay. Love and provide for the child from over there. Go to children's court immediately. They might help you, but chances high they might not help you. But find other ways, possible, legal ways to be in your child's life by force, by fire. But don't stay. Don't stay with an abusive person just, oh, you know, but you know. No. That woman will kill you. I've witnessed it. But anyway, we move. Now, remember that everything that you do has consequences. If you decide to go raw with that lady, consequences. She tells you she's safe, Consequences, you think she'll take the P2 or whatever, consequences, the minute you decide to copulate. It's gonna copulate? It's copulate, yes. There are consequences. So before you do it, bro, it is better you live with your children kwa socks hivi. Utoke nao hivi kwa nyonginyo. Bro, I'm talking from experience. You know, most of the time when I always tell people, like, I've never spoken about this, but Wale, smart ones got it. I'm always saying, guys, don't have a child before you're 27. Don't have a child before this. Get like, unaniambia nini? Umori wanajua nini? Bro, I have 4 kids. Nimejionea. The cinema that have been with them, fighting for them, it's been, I always say, I'll do a movie about it. So if I tell you I'm talking from experience, and you know the bad thing about it is, I did not have a father figure. If I had a father figure, so if my dad was there, but his work was to teach us the Bible, he did not teach us how to survive in this society. So when I came to Nairobi, my first baby mama was my initiation program. That is how I was put in the program. Like, boom. Like that's how everything was like, oh, okay, woo, god damn, woo, yeah, woo, yeah, before you know it, boom, baby. So I was not ready. I didn't know any better. I was not informed. My firstborn is 12. My secondborn is going to 10. So when my secondborn was happening, I didn't know any better. My firstborn was probably like 2.5 or something. I didn't know any better. Nobody was there to tell me, bro, don't do it. Take time, learn someone, live with whoever you want to live with as much as you want, but take time, study the person. Because the minute the child is involved, and then people change. It can be the guy or it can be the woman. People change, and then you start realizing, man, now I'm stuck in this forever because of this other person. Now we have to do this forever. Very unnecessary thing. So before you get pregnant or before you decide you want to have a baby, bro, think. Because everything you do has consequences. Hakuna mtu atakwambia, I've told you. You know, a lot of people are telling me, Obinna, be the bigger person. Don't do this, don't talk, just keep quiet. So you're being the bigger person and you're being painted as an evil person. It doesn't make sense to me, but it's life. It happens. Anywho, I think that's all I have for now. Any questions? Nitazichukua maswali zote.
So there's this video that actually went to on Obinna's channel, whereby the kids are involved. So the one that was posted yesterday, whereby the title is about you cheated on mom, something like that.
Yeah.
Most people in the comment section really wanted to know what is the intention of that.
Okay, the intention of the video was the kids, I just picked the kids from the airport. They were in shock during the election period. So I picked them from the airport, we get to the house, we are having food, I'm supposed to take them to the salon. And then Lola asked the question, it's like, Dad, why are you and Mom not together? I'm like, yo, okay, I was not ready, took my phone, pop-up, clicked it. I'm like, yo, repeat what you said. She asked. There was no intention, I had no plan, I did not even think Lola would ask me such a question. Because she's 5, man, but she thinks like a grown-up. And then what I did now, I asked them because I was like, okay, they've asked me, so what I could have done, I could have ignored or I could have lied. But I chose not to. What I did was I asked them, why do you think that happened? And if you watch the video on their YouTube channel, they answered by themselves. They said everything. They were a bit, if you look at the way they were talking, Ada was a bit kidogo because she's afraid. She's like, okay, so if I talk, then I'm going back. Will I be beaten up? Will I be whatever? But they spoke about it, and I told them, listen, above all, your mother loves you and everything. There was no intention. The idea for the Obinna's channel is to make other fathers step into the lives of their children, to make other baby mamas know that when your children are with their baby daddy, si ati anapeleka kwa mamalaya wake. You know, this is the perception that most baby mamas normally have. Unachukua watoto unapeleka kwa mamalaya wako. So you think baby daddies just normally just sit down somewhere and say, hey, I need to go pick my children today and wapeleke kwa malaya wangu. Like, yo, they just want to meet with their children. They want to have good vibes. And most children, you'll find, they have good vibes with their fathers than with their mothers. Because most fathers are normally just good vibes, good manenos and everything. So the YouTube channel was for that, to make other baby daddies and baby mamas fall in line and know that you can be in the lives of the children without problems. And then also to let other parents know that it is good to talk to your children about certain topics so that nobody else talks to them about it. I try as much as I can to talk to my kids about everything. I try Google ways. I reach out to a couple of people who have children who are very well behaved and well mannered, and I'm like, how did you talk to them about this? So that another person does not step in where I did not and tell them, oh, let me tell you about your dad. Let me tell you about your mom. Let me tell you why your dad and your mom are not together. Let me tell you about this and this and this. So let's try and talk to them so that they know. And other parents to know that it's good to talk to them at a tender age who are grown kids. There was no intention. I have no intention to aneka anybody in bad light, even the birthday one. Actually, so what happened for the birthday situation was, she texted me, she was like, we're gonna do actually I called and I was like, yo, so the birthday plan for Ada? And she was like, when she texted me, she was like, we are gonna surprise her in school. And I was like, who is we? Because I was like, who is invited? That is how I asked it in my head. I was like, who is we? And from there, everything went south. Oh, do what you can do as a man. Da 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 da. I was like, yo, okay. So on that day, schools were announced to be closed. Yes, schools were announced because for the election. So when I got home, kids are there. I'm like, yo, I'm going to see the other kids. Let's pull up. So we ride. No, I think I was going to the garage, and then they were like, can we go to the school? So we ride. When I finish, I pass by the other kids' house so that they can play together or whatever. Because I knew there's a birthday party, there's a plan that's going to happen. So we show up, we get to the house, we've gotten surprised, there's nobody. We find the house there. I'm like, what's happening? The kids are not here. Where are they? They've gone to school. I'm like, the kids have gone to school? So there was an announcement that there's no school today. I'm like, no, they've gone to school. We try calling the numbers. She's like, they've left their phones over here. I say, cool. So what happens next? We leave. I call the mother. I'm like, she picks. I'm like, where are the kids? They're in school. I'm like, but there were no school today. They're in school. She hangs up. I say, okay, cool. I pull up to the school. I get over there. I go to the clerk's office to check on the fees, situation and everything. I see the girls. They come. They say hi. I'm like, what's happening? They're like, oh, we're doing a birthday party for Ada with the classmates. I'm like, okay, cool. No problemo. Then I knew. Ada told me specifically, Dad, don't miss my birthday. So I say, okay, sawa. So I say, I'm in the office with the principal, with the clerk, that is, or the money guy, clerk bazaar, that one. When it starts, I tell Leron, when it starts, call me. So I just come and just stand over there. Remember, they have a YouTube channel, so probably they would want this. So later when they grow up, they look at it, they're like, oh, this was nice. So I'm in the office, Leron comes to call me. He's like, Dad, it started. So I ran up the stairs. When I get in, the sight that I saw, I was just like, yo. It was cold because I got in and picked my phone to record the whole moment, and what I saw just told me the way everything was gonna happen. I was to be a very passive guy there because I was there for Ada. The idea was we are gonna do a birthday party on the Friday that is coming when all the kids are at my place or at her place. The way I did for Liron, the same thing. When it was Liron's birthday, I carried Liron to her place and I invited everybody and we did the birthday together. So this was, we're gonna do it on Friday, that was the plan, but it's happening here, pull up. So when I saw this, I was like, are you gonna keep quiet or are you gonna talk? I ended up talking, saying a couple of things in the video. I was like, yo, Breezy, come and stand next to your sister, Liron, come and stand this side, da 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 da. But if you look at that video on their channel, you just see everything. I don't even need to get into the details.
There's several instances that you highlighted that you
yes.
offered.
Yes, yes.
And few people felt like they wanted people to hear like that. At some point, she was not ready to hear that. But that's your intention.
No. The intention was, you know, when people look at something, it depends on perspective. People see it differently. If you don't know who Bree is or you don't know the relationship the kids, our kids have, you'll think they are different. I'm trying to raise them in a way where they are together. I'm always telling them, be close to your brother, be close to your sister, be close to this, because I don't want what happened in my family and other families that I know to happen in my family now. So what happened that day in the video when I was cutting the video so I can share it there, I just highlighted, I'm like, look at this, the way Breezy was behaving, she was feeling out of place. Dad does not know, should I feed my sister's cake or should I not? What's gonna happen? I didn't do it with malice, but it is what it is. It's what happened. It's already there. Even if I didn't highlight, will that delete the video or will that delete the act that happened?
So Obinna, maybe if I may ask you, what if mama decide like ama refuse like you won't take the kids, atafanya nini?
Aki refuse, I won't take the kids.
What if, let's say for example, akasema like
I dare her. Let's see. I guess we'll find out. Let's try because she's tried before. The others tried as well. So it's a slippery slope where now two adults start fighting over a decision, or they start fighting over Mount Abu when the children are being created. Okay, so it is a decision that I think we can arrive at when that happens, because this is what I want. I want this to be well known. I just want to be in the kids' lives. I had a conversation with her and I've had a conversation with my other baby mamas. This is what I always tell them. At this time, God has blessed me. I'm not the person I was before. I can live with the children. They will live in a better house. They will go to a better school. They will behave differently. They'll be taken care of. You can come to the house anytime you want because there's a house help. There's no other woman in that house. Come and see your children anytime you want. You know the school they go to. Go and see anytime you want. Have the teacher's number, have the house help's number, have the contacts of the children. Talk to them anytime. Then when it gets to Friday, come and pick the children, be with them until Sunday, return them so they go to school. But if that does not work, how about you stay with the children? I will still pay their school fees. I will still be their father. I will take care of them the way I'm supposed to be as a man. On the weekend on Friday, they'll be dropped at my place with the school bus that I pay for. They will chill with their siblings, they'll chill with their father and do whatever. On Sunday, I will drop them, or they will be dropped, but I will do it, or come and pick them. But just allow me to be in the child's, like I'm really doing, like that's the best understanding ever. I'm like, stay with them or I stay with them. But over the weekend, something has to give. You can't want to stay with the children. You know, this is the mistake that most baby mamas normally do. You want to stay with the children, then you want the baby daddy to be Red Cross. Mimi natumanga tu pesa. Sijui mtoto anakula nini, analala wapi, anafanya nini. I don't see my child. Most baby mamas always want that. And I've also seen in other situations that I've been through before. I have 4 kids. My firstborn is 12 now. Situations I've seen before where you're normally sending money and then when you pull up unexpectedly unapata mtoto anakaa kama chokora. Ama you just find mtoto wako tu somehow zile za I thought I sent money for, ama mtoto hajadishi, unatuma pesa ni za kwenda salon, kutengeneza makucha, kufanya nini, but online unatukanwa the way you are a deadbeat dad and everything. We have very many men who are in prison now because dem aliwawekelea, alisema tu he was abusive to me, akatafuta picha fulani ya black eye akapost on social media. Jamaa katukanwa, malawyers wakakama, unanyang'anywa kila kitu, uko kwa jela and you are innocent. We have very many innocent men in jail for that. We also have very many innocent men who are being beaten every day, every week in relationships. Anatoka nenda kazi ananguruma, akifika kwa nyumba na nyamaza. Why? Because you can't lay a hand to a woman. And I talk to my son all the time, even if what the episodes I always tell him, bro, don't you ever lay your hands on a woman. Because I learned from my mistakes. Bro, I was from the ghetto, bro. Like, the things I've seen, and then the things I've learned, and the bad habits I've dropped, the way I'm evolving, I'm trying to be a better person, and I'm trying to raise better children. So you find, the way the society is set up, there's a lot of things that are going to be peddled around about someone, and because you're the man, you'll be told, keep quiet, don't talk about it. You'll keep quiet and take the L. Then even if today you leave, and then I pull up over here with a black eye, then I say, bro, nimepigwa. What's gonna happen to the boys? You'll be the laughing stock for the next 1 month. They'll joke about you. The bloggers will go online and if you lay a hand on her, it's also now even worse. The best solution is to keep quiet and walk away. And if you keep quiet and walk away, wewe ni fala because you've rolled over. Now so unafuatwa huko penye roll over. Unapigwa sasa maride zile zenye ziko necessary because you kept quiet and took your L. Because now someone is trying to compensate, trying to wash that bad part. You know, children, one thing that I've come to learn. Children don't forget, bro. Then children see. Children are recorders. Wanakanga tu hivi chini wana record to everything. And the pain that I have is that I didn't live sooner. Like my children saw 7 months of hell. Like it was building up pole pole. There was 1, 2, 3 things here and there. And then when it built, I just sat there because it was during COVID. There was nowhere you could go. I just sat there and I would leave and I would go to radio every day and I would laugh with people and I'll entertain people and I'll come back. Most of these people that laugh with you are the most broken people you'll ever meet. They sit down, they take all the insults, all the disrespect, all the gender-based violences they can get, and they keep quiet. And like I've said, I have audio recordings here that if I play for you, man, things will change. I have videos of the kids being dragged out of my house, kicking and crying and whatever, but they're being pulled. I have